In this video, we're going to be taking a look at these new Sony Pulse 3D headphones that were made for the PlayStation 5. We're going to be covering two things: sound and comfort. So if we're going to be talking about sound, we're going to be looking at treble, bass, the mids, and everything else that goes around that. So before we begin, I want you to take a look at a few clips. Let's cover imaging for a second. In this scene, we are running in a straight line and we have a gunfight taking place on the right hand side. Now, imaging refers to how well we can locate a sound in a given space, and the headphones do a really good job at this. I'm able to tell where the gunfight is taking place, and as I move, that sound is perceived to be coming from my right, and then slowly it turns back to my back left. Alright, so in this scene, you are inside the cockpit, stabled, and you can actually hear the machines on the left and the right, as well as when you walk, you can actually hear your footsteps on the grate. In contrast, when we go outside, you can hear the fire on the right, the left, behind your character, and if you pay attention, you will actually be able to hear creatures in the trees far away. I think I heard something kind of like a monkey on the far left, but of course this is a special planet in the game and I'm not sure what creatures they are, but it did sound like a monkey. So with the Sonys, the treble is clear, it feels really nice, and I am able to hear things that typically I would not be able to hear if I was using something like these earbuds. When it comes to the bass, in the past, Sony would historically make headphones that are bass heavy and a little bit slower. What this meant was that you would have a headphone that sounded like a gaming headset, and the bass would actually bleed over into the mids and the audio would get a little bit muddy. This time around, it feels like the bass has been lowered to make it more neutral, and this allows the headphone to sound a little bit more clear because that treble really gets to shine. The reason why I wanted to show you those clips before is because when you walk into those environments, you are actually able to hear the different sound that the audio engineers placed within that environment. So you can hear the crackling fire, but you could also hear things in the distance like the monkeys or the little bit of water coming down from droplets on the ceiling or maybe a waterfall. You can also hear explosions more clearly, gunshots or lightning bolts or whatever else are all reproduced very well with this headset. So overall, this headset is really good if you're going to be playing an immersive single player game or open world game. I would recommend it for that. When it comes to a shooter, you're not going to have that real punch with the bass that a lot of people like when they play their video games. This is something that you could always adjust with the EQ settings, I believe, on the PlayStation 5. Unfortunately, I only have a PS4 like many people at this time, but if that is something that you want to do, consider using a V-shaped sound profile. This will allow you to be able to hear your grenades, your explosions, as well as hear footsteps and gunshots. So when it comes to single player or multiplayer games where you want to be competitive, I think these headphones are going to be pretty good, especially if you're looking at a budget headset. Comfort is king. We're going to be looking at ear cups, the cushion, jawline pressure, and overall comfort with these headphones. Right off the bat, the ear cups are not that great. There's no swivel, they stay locked in place. The cushions are a little bit nice, they're firm, but nothing special. They're nothing like something you'd find on a higher end headset, or even something that you'd find on like the HyperX Clouds. Jawline pressure. This is something that I immediately noticed. When I use these headsets, because of their size, I do feel jawline pressure, but it's not significant. In fact, I would say that you can get a good 45 minutes of game time before you actually feel like you have to take the headset off. It's not great. That's something that you need to decide for yourself. Right out of the box, these headphones are not the single most comfortable. I actually took these headphones and had to stretch them out on a tissue box overnight so that I could put them on my head, and that really did do a lot to improving the quality of the comfort. Alright, so final thoughts. The reason why I didn't touch on the mic support is because the mic is okay. That's not something that I think I can really speak on because it's not something that I use a lot. So check out other reviews for that. So when it comes to sound, this headset sounds good. It's great for immersive single player games. It's good for shooter games. And in another video, I'll actually talk about how you use this on mobile devices so you can play mobile games. Or if you want to use it on your PC, it actually works really well as well. I would actually say that sound-wise, this competes with more expensive gaming headsets, like the Astros, like maybe even SteelSeries. There are a couple things that I like with those headsets that this does not have, but that's for another day. Comfort-wise, this is not the most comfortable headphone. I would actually say that that is a potential deal breaker for some people. It's bulky, it's more flashy in design more than functionality, and I think that this is something that I will definitely talk about in another video because I have a feeling that it was designed more for marketing purposes rather than functionality. Let me know what you think about these headphones. Please leave a comment down below on what you want me to talk about in our discussion video, because that will actually be a video that we will get into a whole bunch of other things regarding this headphone. So that's all for today. Bad Pixie out.